So today we're looking at really how we pivot in the backswing. I'm a great fan of what I would class as a centered pivot, which would mean at the top of the swing, my head would be pretty much on top of the golf ball as best you can. And that's where it would end. Now to achieve that, what we need in the spine and the body is basically to rotate my rib cage and probably feel a bit of back extension and a little bit of left bend to keep my shoulder down. Now that's the feels we'd want in order to do it. So just explain those movements. This is obviously forward bend, and if I forward bend as I turn, you'll see how it takes my head away from the golf ball. If I left bend, I go straight to the left. Now if I do that and make a turn, you'll see here how it keeps me fairly centered and it keeps my shoulder down. So those guys that get your shoulder very high in the backswing, adding more left bend as you turn is the perfect way to get you with that more tilted shoulder look. And definitely most golfers would need more left bend, in my opinion, in the backswing. Now the extension piece is literally this. So the extension piece again helps create more range in the back, and also the feeling is almost getting your chest up, and it helps again keep the head on top of the ball a little bit more. Now if you're unable to have a huge amount of range, or you're looking to increase your distance maybe, the chest up feel is definitely very, very important, but also making sure that we get probably a little bit more forward bend. So you'll see a lot of long drive guys will move their mass a little bit more to the right hand side than staying centered. That's absolutely fine. For me, for consistency of landing the club in the right spot, centered works really well. And if we extend and do everything right, we will make good contact. Now there are some guys out there that do what we would class as almost like a reverse spine, where the body goes this way. I know years ago this was images that were taken from a Stack and Tilt, and Stack and Tilt, from what I'm told, from what they told me when I did a conference with them, they don't actually want you over here, but they just want you to feel that you are obviously tilting and extending. But obviously the images help the marketing or the shock of the story to help you want to do it. Realistically, what we're looking for, any golf coach, is a method or a system or a concept that helps you make consistent ball and turf. And for me, staying centered does that. But if you are the kind of person that can't turn or can't extend 100% correctly, having a bit more forward bend is okay. So the head actually moves to the right a little bit more, but be damn sure that you move back across, otherwise you will hit the ball heavy. And if you're able to manage that, then you will still be successful. If you are going to do that, I'd probably suggest a fractionally wider stance and trying to feel that your chest, sternum, gets closer to the inner thigh, and feels it on the way back through, it gets over to the inner thigh this side. You really feel there's a little bit more of a lateral upper body sway. Again, this is not my preferred method. Try doing this for my preferred method, which would be left bend, rotate, get the golf club just to the right of the golf ball, and then give it a little bit of extension. Now, in order to facilitate that, my right hip is going back and up. So let's do it again. Left bend, turn. As I turn, my right hip goes back and up, and extend. That's my preferred way of making the backswing turn. I'm practicing that. I can definitely feel my right side here stretching a little bit more than it would do normally. So my left side's not feeling the stretch because obviously as I left bend, I'm compressing that side. This is getting more lengthened. And as I turn, it gets more lengthened again. So that lengthening thing is helping me feel a bigger turn. That's what I feel. That's my body. I am tight in places. We probably all are, but not necessarily the same places. Making that big turn, correct turn, and making it consistent is what's going to allow you to land that club in the right spot every time. Where should the club land? Well, ideally it should be landing just after the ball. So the low point of a 7-iron should be 4 inches after the ball, but the club will be obviously landing, just after the ball or around the ball. So the lowest part is there, but the divot would start ideally just after the golf ball. So the club is traveling down, descending, and producing that pressure and compression on the golf ball that we want. That's the ideal scenario. So for me, the best way of feeling this is obviously just do those practice swings we said. And once you've done those practice swings with the club across your chest, take it to the club in your hand. And when you come down, make the club land after the golf ball and see some evidence or divot post ball. Then when you go to the golf ball, make some slow swings initially, trying to do exactly the same thing, and then build up the speed as you get comfortable. Let's have a go at what I'd class as probably 75% one. So just rehearse that first move, a bit more left bend. Really happy with that ball flight. Very straight. Now, I have a tendency to turn my irons over a little bit more than I want. So because I felt I got that kind of pressure on the ball by left bending a touch more and getting that kind of extension, it got me a nice divot after the golf ball, and it got me that feeling of the ball being pressed out there rather than flicked out there, which is what I tend to feel with my bad shots. I'm not ashamed to say that that's why I feel my bad shots, because I hit bad shots. I'm not a PGA Tour player, I'm not a European Tour player. I am a professional, and I can get the ball around when I play. I don't play very often. But certainly I like that feeling of trying to feel I can hit the ball hard or hit the ball committedly and it won't go left. That's a good feel for me. Now, other people, it might be they don't want the ball to go right, whatever it is, or they want to make sure they get ball on turf rather than thin or flat the shot. It doesn't matter what it is you're trying to achieve. Owning something that helps you get that and giving you that trust is majorly important. So there you have it, talking through the pivots in the backswing, why you might favor going with more forward bend for certain types of golfers, but ideally being more centered for me is the ideal scenario. But give both a try and see which one you get more success with. Let me know in the comments down below which one gives you the most success, whether that be distance or contact or consistency. Let me know. Also tell me a bit about your game, what part of the game you struggle with the most, and I can try and make sure that I get back to you with a video that will help you the most. That's ideally what I want from this channel, is get videos that really help you and lower your scores and improve your golf. So if you've enjoyed today's video, please click like and share the video. Really appreciate if you can do that. Also, if you haven't subscribed or followed me, hit my logo down this bottom corner and hit the bell icon also to get the notifications when I launch a new video. Lastly, thank you for tuning in today at the Forest of Arden. I hope to see you back here real soon.